There we go. Yes. Hi. We're here. There we go. I'm making. Yes. Hi. Okay. Guess what? I'm actually really excited to be on. I am every time, maybe like 99% of the time. Sometimes it's it's been a day. It's been a week. We got back from a road trip. I have so much to fill you guys in on. Welcome to the mixer. While you're all coming on, oh my gosh, you probably can't hear me yet. Welcome to the mixer with lollies. And hi, ladies, come on in. Welcome. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm really hoping that Mr. Lollies can join us. I'm digging my new microphone. Let's see. Nope, not there. Got to be down here, right? I was never a reporter or anything, although this does remind me a little bit. It's weird. When I have a microphone, I feel like I need to like make my voice amazing. Has anybody ever listened to themselves and you're like, I don't like the way my voice sounds? I was super critical of that when I was in my 20s, but in my 20s was also when I worked as an art director for a company that did like promotional material and apparel and stuff. And they needed the guy that one of the owners, I think I remember it was what it was. He needed somebody to do a voice recording. And he's like, Lauren, will you do it? I was like, what? My voice is awful. And I did it and it was cool. So this reminds me a little bit of that. I've done a very small amount of voice acting. So, okay. I am not an actor. I'm not an actress. I'm me. And oh man, that's all I can be. So welcome to the mixer tonight. I hope you have some hydration, whatever that might be. We are going to have some fun. I have my wheel behind me for the prizes. So please RSVP before we get started. I'm Lauren Anderson, also known as Lolly. And I have been teaching people to do cookies for years, 7, 8 years. I've been doing it for almost 10. Wow. And it's amazing. Baking's amazing. And once you get into it, the magic happens. So excited for you to be here. Like I said, I'm really crossing my fingers. Can you guys put out into the universe that Mr. Lollies makes it home? Because he needs to make an appearance tonight. Let me know if you want him to make an appearance. For those that are new, I want to give you a huge shout out. Thank you for spending your time here tonight. I'm going to teach you how to take show-stopping photos of your cookies because we want to, all the work that we do on our cookies, we want them to show up amazing on the socials, on whatever platform we're sharing them on, or even if we're just sharing them with friends or customers. So those of you that are daring enough to take an order, and if a customer says, hey, can I see progress photos? That's a personal choice, by the way. If you want to do that, I'm going to help you take some that you'd be proud to share. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, but I have to tell you, we got back from our road trip. It was a long one. I felt guilty half the time that we were gone because I was like, there's so much to do. I wrote an email about it because I had to get it off my chest. It's just is what it is. As moms, as women, as running lives and trying to do something that fills our cup, and spend time with family and all of that. Like it just comes with the territory. But it's I have worked really hard to not feel the guilt in when I'm spending time doing something that fills me up. Because when I'm happy, then I have more to give. And that's that's the place I want to be at. But the road trip was really fun. We went to DC. Is anybody out near DC? It was so fun. I saw some friends. A friend from my church mission that I served a long time ago. Her name's Tiffany. She's actually one of our cookiers too. Got to see her. I'll be posting photos soon. I got to see Connie. She's one of our OG retreaters. Who else did we get to see? Some friends of Preston. It was really fun. Okay. Oh, he did make it. After a text, I was like, honey, are you coming home? Because the kids are hungry. I didn't make dinner. He said he would make dinner tonight. Yeah. Okay.
All that went long.
You have to speak into the microphone because that's what we have tonight. I am going to do a change up, but
sorry, I had a call that went long at work, so here I am. Hey, I'm home finally.
How many steps do you have today?
Like none.
Okay, I'm going to be showing you guys my phone to like show you how to edit the photos. I might show you this too. So you have 3,000. How is it that I have more than you? I have 6,000.
I'm not even.
I'm trying to make it to 8,000. I don't think I'm going to make it today unless I do like some steps upstairs. So, hey, I don't feel like going outside later. Isn't his hair amazing? And if you could see all of him, we're going to you can go to his profile and look at the progress photos. He's been doing some serious work in the gym and with his nutrition. And he looks amazing. Hey, Patty. Anyway.
Hey, Tiffany.
Okay. Thank you. I've gotten a bunch of comments about my hair today. I was on Crush My Cookie earlier. If you haven't watched that, you can go watch the replay today. I don't know. I don't know if it's the weather or like it just is having a couple of good days. It got moisturized back in the humidity of back east on our trip, maybe. I don't know, because it's really dry here in Sioux Falls. But all right, I've been telling a lot of stories. Who wants to get started? Anybody? Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, this reminds me of the green lights. That's from Filmmakers Matthew McConaughey. Has anybody read that book? I get started on books and then I like get distracted, or I try and do an audiobook and I'm like, what's the summary version? That's one of the books that was very entertaining and I actually read and then finished listening to. I would put it on our massage chair, has like a Bluetooth hookup, and I would get a massage and listen to the book. It's a good one. It's very entertaining. Matthew McConaughey is very entertaining. Okay. I'm sorry. I keep saying we're going to get started. Go to lollysgiveaway.com. Enter your name for a chance to win the prizes. What do we have tonight? What do we have tonight? Just imagine if there were music pumping too. We'd be dancing, but I will spare you that because, as Preston will tell you, I tricked him into thinking that I was a good dancer, but I'm not. I wish I was. I wanted to be on dance team in high school, but we didn't have a lot of money. And excuse me, I'm choking on, I don't know, apparently dinner. We didn't have a ton of money and it was very expensive. And I didn't know how to fundraise or anything. So I just remember, I'm laughing at it because it's such a long time ago. I just remember wanting to do dance team and having like a leotard and stuff. I had the energy. I just didn't end up making the team, apparently.
Have we ever told that?
Same with basketball. We will tell about your dance history another time because we got to get started or everybody's going to be super annoyed with me. All right. What do we have on the prize? Can you read that?
Oh.
No, we're not spinning yet.
Oh,
good heavens.
Sorry. All right.
We'll just list what we got.
We've got sweet cornbread.
Oh, sweet cornbread cutout.
Cuts.
Cuts. Sweet cornbread cutout sugar cookie recipe. It's brand new, only available inside the crew. Or I will give it to you if you land on that, or you can choose a different recipe if you really don't want that one. It's amazing.
We've got
I get it.
to the shop.
We've got $25 credits to the Lolly shop.
Yeah, $10 to the best chicken sandwich in the
world.
The
best chicken, Chick-fil-A. So gift card to that, or we have a gift card to Target. Target's $20. Chick-fil-A's $10.
Recipe and $25.
Oh, or like recipes of your choice. All right, so I'm trying to give away some flavor. We have got a lot of really good recipes that you probably have not tried some of them, and I would really encourage you to, which is why I'm giving them away. If you've gone to lollysgiveaway.com, we are going to start with a giveaway, and then I'm going to announce some other winners from our Royal Kitchen Crew contest that we do every single month. We have some amazing cookiers in our crew who have shown what they can do with royal icing color and mixing consistencies. So we're going to celebrate them. But first of all, I'm going to hold it up and then, okay.
I spin?
And then you spin. Okay. And then we choose winners at random from that list. So make sure your name only needs to be on there one time. I repeat that like 5 times during this live.
$25 to the shop.
$25 to the shop. That's what this person's winning. And we have Sarah Bennett. You are our winner for $25 to the Lolly shop. Congratulations. I feel like a game show host with this microphone. So, and I'm a little out of breath. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to do a quick change with this microphone, okay, so that I can function a little better tonight. What you doing?
Grabbing it.
No. We're gonna do. I have to take. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do this. We're gonna switch it. Okay.
There's no microphone.
There we go. Okay. All right. It's fun, but it's not functional. That's the battle. Is that anybody else's battle? I love things that are pretty and amazing and they're fun, but like at some point, I gotta be able to function too. Okay.
So
that's probably why I see so many pretty like kitchen spaces and cookie spaces. You guys don't want to know what the rest of this looks like. So there's a limited view that you see that is cleaned up. But I mean, it's my studio. Like this is my creative studio. This is where my brain and my creativity gets to like make piles, right? That's how I justify it. Okay. So excited you're here. Okay. So we are going to announce some of the winners. June winners for the RKC contest. Are we ready? Where is our, we got Tish, Luzana DeHart. Tish, amazing cookies. Congratulations. We also have Cheryl Munns. Congratulations, Cheryl. You are so amazing. I've seen you enter multiple times, and we got a win for you this time. And our top winner for June, you've got to make sure that you go check out their cookies. You can see them inside the Rockstar Cookier Society, which is our Lolly's Facebook community. And then also inside our Royal Kitchen Crew Facebook community, our members community, Peggy Cisneros. Peggy, congratulations. You are our top winner for our RKC contest for June. We will be celebrating July soon too. The contest runs through the month, and then we announce winners at the beginning of the next month. Go check out their cookies. And if you would like to participate, we have amazing prizes that we give away every single month. We get, I don't know, I actually normally have them here. We've given away full sets of gel colors. We've given 3 and 6 months supplies of tipless icing bags, so you don't even have to worry about icing bags. We've done carts before. I've done baking racks before. We do airbrush, stenciling equipment, so all sorts of really cool prizes. And keep an eye out. We will be sharing what the prizes are for. We're going into what the prizes will be for July. Excuse me. All right. Shall we do one more giveaway? And then we're going to get into, I have a couple of updates for you. Then we're going to learn how to take incredible show-stopping photos and a little bit of videos of your cookies. Will you spin the wheel, Mr. Ball? What is it?
Oh, it's $25 in shopping.
Okay, that's the second one. All right, those are out though now. Okay, so we got $25 to the shop. Who is going to be our lucky winner? This is how it works. We spin the wheel to know the prize, and then we draw the random winner for that. Second winner is Joni Teeter. Joni Teeter, congratulations. I want to figure out how to get some sound effects on here. I do sound effects on Crush My Cookie. I'm such a nerd. It's so fun. We need a sound effects machine. Micah has a sound gun. Maybe we could do that. He's busy right now, but I'll get it for the next one. All right. Congratulations, Joni. And okay, we're going to put this back here because we got 4 more prizes that we're going to be giving away. And if you've been on here before, you may have to remind me at the end because I get so carried away with all the tutorial that sometimes I forget the last few prizes. Shout out to Cassie of Team Lollies, who helps in the background, making sure that I try and get those prizes done. And she can answer any questions that you have in the comments tonight. Thank you, Cassie, for joining us. Let's get started. Updates. I mentioned Crush My Cookie. We have, you can go and watch the replay of that. If you do not know what that is, Crush My Cookie is where I give you a constructive critique of your cookies. We have our members and dough makers who can submit their cookies right now. It is a, anybody can watch and watch the critique and learn. And we have a lot of light bulb moments that happen on those. So go watch the replay that's available. It's available and it should be available in all the groups, or it's on the Lollies Facebook page. Okay, next, new in the shop. Every single month we have new stuff in the Lollies shop. recipes classes. We have Royal Icing 101. Okay. If you've been struggling with your icing consistency, or you just really need to nail your Royal Icing, or if you're a beginner and you need some help with that, go check out Royal Icing 101. We also have the baseball class. It's one of my favorite classes. I love baseball. I'm a baseball fan. And this set is really pretty, really puffy. We've got Royal Icing transfers. The colors are amazing. So, and it's applicable and adaptable to any baseball team logo and colors that you want, which is cool. Check that out. Also, new recipes. I mentioned the cornbread, sweet cornbread cutout is only available inside the Royal Kitchen Crew unless you win it tonight, and then you can choose it. We do have elderflower lemonade sugar cookies. They are so vintage, delightful, and those are in the shop right now. That recipe is in the shop, so check that out. Also have a class on Thursday. Royal Kitchen Crew members and anybody who is interested in all of the ins and outs to Royal Icing transfers. It is Icing Transfer Palooza class on Thursday evening inside the Royal Kitchen Crew. You can check out more on that by visiting Royal Kitchen Crew. You'll get immediate access to that. I do stream that class right inside the Facebook group, and then the recording is available after. So we've got a link going up for that too. What else? Oh, Bakeaway. Bakeaway is our retreat. Fall retreat is open. This is a very different kind of event. There's nothing else like it in this industry. And so the details about it are different than what you would normally see. Please go check it out. If you have a coupon code to Bakeaway, it expires at midnight tonight. I will be closing the door soon on it. So if it's been something that you've been interested in and have not yet made a decision, please go check out the information for that and make a decision soon, because I wish I could do more seats. I just can't. It's a really small, private, like super intimate event, and I would love to have you there. It does require some experience with Royal Icing. Okay, so I want to be totally transparent about that. Bakeaway is not for anybody that is super beginner. You need a little bit of experience, but it is in October, so you could gain that experience. Or if you commit to gain that experience in the next couple months by taking a couple of classes, then you'll be ready to have an incredible time and major success at the Bakeaway retreat. All right. Okay. There is also the Cookie Compass. We've been releasing a ton of stuff. We've made some really cool updates to how we're guiding you in your cookie journey. I'm going to talk about the Cookie Compass at the end, because I'm anxious to get into how to teach you how to do this tonight. Okay, everybody ready for that? You're all like, Lolly, get on with it. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of stuff going on. Even though it's summertime, there's a lot of good updates. Okay, we're gonna spin the wheel one more time. All right, because I don't want to forget. Here we go. And then I'm gonna draw a diagram for you. Oh, there we go. Did not win another $25 to the shop. Good, because there's none that left. We have Chick-fil-A. Who is going to go home with, or who am I going to send this Chick-fil-A gift card to? We have Melody Hart. Congratulations, Melody. Thank you for entering. For anybody that is winning prizes tonight, please message service@lollysomekitchen.com so we can get all the info we need to send you your winnings tonight. I just am so grateful that you guys are on. I love doing the wheel of prizes. Who doesn't love to give stuff away, right? Okay. It's time to learn something fresh. And you're going to see a couple of different views on my cameras tonight. Normally we're like zoomed in really close because you're watching real up close cookie stuff. We are doing setup, which you need to see a much bigger space. But before that, I'm going to draw a diagram of how I set things up, because once I want you to get like a lay of the land before I demonstrate the actual setup for you. Okay, it's going to make a lot more sense that way. So one of the biggest things I think that I see in looking at people's photos of cookies that I think is the biggest struggle is lighting, getting rid of that yellowy look and like a lot of shadows. you need a significant amount of light in your photo to make it really, for lack of a better term, pop. As a graphic designer, I hate that word, but to make it really stand out. There is some editing you can do after, but the closer that you can get to that flooded with light before the editing phase is going to be the best. Now, tonight I have artificial light set up. When we get to the setup part, I'm going to talk about natural light, okay? Because there's two ways that you can make sure you have decent light. One, natural light. I'm going to show you how to bounce natural light onto your cookies, and then there's an artificial light setup. And I'm going to diagram for you right now. Everybody doing okay? Give me a yeah. Also, if there's anything that stands out to you that helps you tonight, drop a gem in the comments. That lets me know that you're learning something and that it's helpful for you, because it also helps connect you with others who might be getting those same light bulbs or needing some inspiration to share as well. Okay, great. We're gonna go with our top view. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna diagram. So my setup right now, here is my workstation. Currently have my computer here. Okay, that's what I'm looking at, because that is giving me, right now that's giving me my video feed. I've got a big light over here. I've got one above. Okay, so pretend this is like directly above, and it's kind of a flat light. Now, you don't have to have this kind of extensive setup. I'm just giving you the lay of the land of what I currently have that's showing right now, right? I've got light showing right now. And if you're going to take photos not in natural light, you got to have light coming in from multiple directions to get rid of the most shadows that you can. Okay, if you get heavy shadows, it's really hard to make up that difference in the editing phase. I'm also going to show you really easy ways to edit on your phone. I don't use specific software to edit. I don't take all that stuff onto my computer. I do it all on my phone, and it's efficient because I don't have 7 hours a day to edit photos and video. I've got like half an hour to either half an hour to an hour usually every 1 or 2 days to edit some things down, because I'm a mom, I'm running a business, there's too much going on. So if you're ready to be able to like drop the idea that you have to spend tons of time editing all those photos and videos for social media and all of that, like, welcome to the club of efficiency. All right, back to the lighting. I have a ring light right here, and I have a ring light right here. And you could go with one. I happen to have two. I stole Preston, so I use it now. That's the lighting I have. During the day, my windows are over on this side, okay? I'm right here. I'm gonna draw my curly hair, okay? This is me, wee. And light comes in here during the day. So during the day, I turn this one down. But usually I have these two going. Now this is also if I'm filming stuff right at the station, or I don't take a ton of photos here. I typically will use natural light against my window, either upstairs or down here, but either will work, okay? If you have one light, the really cool thing about ring lights, and we've got a link for it, okay? I will post a picture of what we're gonna post the link and then you can just go see what it looks like. It's impossible for me to kind of turn my cameras for you to see this part, so that's why I'm drawing it for you. The ring light allows you to change the brightness and the temperature of the light, okay? So you want to be able to control your light, and you want to be able to control the temperature, because if it's, you know, depending on the daylight vibe outside, it might be more of a glowing, like sunset light, which means you're going to need a warmer temperature. But if it's full daylight, you need a little bit cooler temperature of light. And we're talking, I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn it down over on this side. Okay. So right over here, okay, on this side over here, can you see, turns a little bit more yellowy. Now it's a lot cooler. Okay. So cooler, not cool. Can you see that difference? It's slight, but it can really make a difference when you are taking photos. If you have overhead lighting on, okay, can lights, your kitchen lights, turn those off and use controlled lights. Those are going to give you way better results. Okay. If you have controlled light and you still have your overheads on, they're going to give you issues. You're going to get a yellowy glow from those artificial lights in your ceiling. And you're not going to notice it until you're in the editing stage. You're going to be like, oh man, I should have turned those off. So, make a checklist and make sure that you have control over your light that you're using to take photos. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not able to change that right now because of the settings. So sorry if you're not able to see my face because the logo's over top of it. I'll try and stand over here. Is that better? All right. So control of your lighting, okay? Again, this is my setup. I've got these pretty bright. My very top one overhead coming down is bright, but all of these are coming in and getting rid of any shadows that are around. Okay, so for instance, if I put this down, right, you're going to be able to see that, whoops, look, there's no shadows. But if I turn this off, ooh, look at that. Okay, if I turn off this one up here, look at that. So quite the difference. So mark this down, light control. Whoops. So that you can see the whole thing, okay? All right. Now, there are some things, basically everything that I just explained, like it's going to get rid of that dinginess. It's going to get rid of that weird yellowy stuff that makes our cookie photos look not professional and not like light and bright, right? Usually with cookies, people clearly want to see like the cookies in the photo. And so moody photos don't usually work for cookies, and for different types of food they can. But typically, I mean, if you want to get real creative and get moody later, I'm going to suggest to really get a handle on your presentation of your photos is to do what I'm telling you tonight, okay? Get a handle on that first. Got to know the rules to break the rules. Let's see. Couple of things that you need to know. And I'm going to also just write these down for you before I demo the whole setup. Couple of things that I want you to know before we even take photos, right? So you're going to need to control light. Okay. You're also going to need to kind of have a thought out layout, and I'll demo that in just a second. Like you want to think about that, like, okay, I've got lemony cookies, like what kind of props and things might I need for that? And, where are my backgrounds? Like I've got boards that I'll show you, okay? You've seen those boards, but I mean, you don't have to have them. I've got, you can see this. This is a kind of a stand. I got this at, I don't know, Home Goods or something for $15. It's beautiful. It's real stone, right? So, you don't have to have big expensive backboards and stuff, but you want to think of that layout so you can gather your stuff, gather your materials to take the photos. And then you need to know, what are you going to actually shoot? What am I shooting? Am I shooting stills only? Am I shooting some video? You want to think about your angles. Like, am I just getting top down? Am I getting side views? So think about that, because as you start to kind of think about that, it's going to allow you to be more creative when you actually take the photos. You're going to get all of the photo and video that you will wish that you had down the road. Okay. I used to be really limited in how I took photos back in when I very first started. I was like, oh, I'm shy to share, and I'm only going to take like a few photos and they're all going to be square, because that was what Instagram did at the time. But if you give yourself, I'm going to take photos that I can edit into different sizes and formats for whatever platform I'm using, or if the photo measurement changed on Instagram fairly recently, right? We don't do square anymore. It's a little bit more vertical. It's like 5 by 3. So give yourself some leeway for that. Let's see. And then also think through, how are you going to use them? How am I using this? Am I going to be using them in my feed? Are they going to show up in reels? Am I going to shoot video clips that I'm going to make, reels or short form video out of later? Am I, going to add these as a front or end to my full cookie decorating video? Am I just going to throw these up on TikTok? So think through how you're using these. Am I going to use these in emails or any marketing material for my cookie business? Am I going to, where are you going to be sharing them? Just think through that, and that's going to inform what kind of shots you need to get, right? So, and we talked about layout and setup, okay? So I want to talk about layout for a minute, or layout and setup. You need backgrounds. So that's usually like a flat lay, the background boards, and you need a bounce board. We're talking a foam core board that's just going to bounce some light. That's going to be really helpful if you're doing natural light. I don't use the bounce board as much when I'm using the artificial controlled light, because the bounce board is for getting rid of shadows. I'll show you that in just a minute. And what else? Talked about ring lights, foam core board, flat lay boards. Yeah. Oh, props. Right. So here's my creative advice when it comes to props. What's the focus? Is the focus going to be the props, or is the focus going to be the cookies? The focus should be the cookies. So your props need to support that, not steal the show. We're talking, I have a lot of different towels. I have a cupboard in my kitchen that I have just for cookie photos, honestly. It's wonderful. And sometimes I pull stuff from different places in the house if it goes, but usually I have some beads because it adds some interest. I've got different textures of linens and towels and things that kind of can add a splash of color. I've got a couple things like this, and then I've got some like trays or things that I can just put the cookies on. Cutting boards are great. You don't have to go super fancy. Please don't think you got to spend a ton of money. You probably have stuff in your kitchen already that'll work great. Or if you are into cookies, you probably have some craft stuff as well that, let me tell you, you don't need to go shopping for this. All right. Real quick, I want to look at the comments here. Kathy, what are your thoughts of LED overhead lights? I don't love LED lights unless they're a warmer tone. Are you talking like ceiling lights, Kathy? No, that was back when I was talking about the other lighting. Okay, so think about your props, but gather your props together. I have my boards here. I'm gonna. Okay, so I've got my boards. I've got my bounce board, foam core board here. Now, yes, thank you. Cassie just posted all the links to the products that I'm talking about and that I'm about to demonstrate for you, except for the props, because these are from all over. I mean, craft store, I've got some from Walmart. I've had some from, I don't know, I pick them up all over the place. Oh, placemats are great too. One of my favorite placemats. Oh, is it down here? I don't know. Oh, yeah. No. Oops, sorry. It's down here and I'm going to get it. One of my favorites is the placemat. This one is one of my favorite placemats. And it's just, what is it? That binding stuff. It's sewn together with colors. It's great for like Cinco de Mayo or like colorful birthday parties or something. It just adds a little bit of interest, but then I don't put the cookies directly on it. Like I'll usually use something like this in the background to add some layers of interest, and then, a tray or something else on top, and then the cookies on there. So let me demonstrate that right after I do one more spin of the wheel. Are you guys okay with that before I do the demo for you? Kathy, the ceiling light. Yeah, so I did talk about that, but I don't like them. You're going to want to turn them off. So you need controlled light. If you have your overhead LED lights or whatever, turn those off. Those are going to show up in your photos later. Like you don't notice it as much when you're taking the photos. Oh, excuse me, I got to slow down. But they'll show up later. Turn those off and just use controlled light, whether that's your artificial lights like a ring light, whatever, or your natural light, okay? Okay. Oh, let's spin it. If you've not entered yet, go to Lolly's giveaway. Sorry, lollysgiveaway.com. Your name only needs to be in there one time. I'm going to spin the wheel to see what this next person is winning. And then we will randomly choose our winner. Okay. Oh, sweet cornbread cutout cookie recipe, which is brand new, just released this month. Or you can choose your own if you don't want the sweet cornbread. Although I got to say something about the sweet cornbread recipe before I announce the winner. I plan these recipes. My mother, food extraordinaire, Whisk and Company, we work on these recipes together, and we worked on sweet cornbread. Months ago, we were planning this. Come to find out, I released sweet cornbread July 1st. Crumble Cookies, the exact same week, releases their cornbread cookie. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Amazing. And then my mom sends me all these articles of these cornbread cookies coming up all over the place. And so I was like, cool, we are like right on target. Cornbread is so in. Cornbread sweetness into cookies and baked goods is so in right now. And I love cornbread, but working it into everything else is so fun. So I hope that you will, if you want to try that one, you are welcome to. The winner of this one is Robin Smith, watching from YouTube tonight. Congratulations, Robin. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy your sweet cornbread recipe. Make sure that you message service at lollysHomeKitchen.com, and we'll get your, we'll make sure that you get that recipe that you want. All right. Let's see, fourth. Thank you. We have that was our fourth one. We have two more to do. Two more giveaways tonight. We're going to get into some demo. Let's see. Okay. If anybody's wondering, we do have links posting in the comments for all the products that I'm talking about tonight that I'm going to demo right now. So we're going to, here we go. All right, can you all see that? I'm actually going to zoom out even further from the top, okay? So you've got front view right now. It may get covered up with our setup because I'm gonna start, I have these boards right here. These are replica surfaces boards. Unfortunately, I do not have a code for these, but this is what I use. There's multiple different companies that do these. There's some on Amazon. I honestly don't know how good the Amazon ones are. I don't know if they're food safe. Replica surfaces boards are really, really great quality. I've never had issues. I haven't had any stain. They clean off really well. And they come with these brackets. So you get these brackets that'll help put them together. These are my favorite patterns. I think the link that we have goes to this linen one. This linen one, I really love. It's just subtle. So you want something subtle in the background, or you just go with white because you're going to be putting stuff on top of it, right? Anything that has a really strong texture usually detracts from what you're trying to film or trying to get, you know? All right. So let's say I've got my linen on the bottom. These brackets just go on like this, or whatever background boards you have and however they set up. If it happens to be something like this, then it's really easy to set up. All right, now listen to me talk now because I'm about to cover this up. Not on purpose, but so you're going to see that's how that gets set up, okay? So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit even. All right, you can see. There we go, okay? So we've got the back and then the bottom. Now, I want to mention really quickly, if you're doing natural light, obviously all my artificial lights would be turned off. So pretend like in the drawing, I've got natural light coming in from this side over here, okay? From where the lemon is, I've got natural light pouring in from there. Well, what I need is a foam core board. Okay, so this foam core board is going to open up and it's going to place right here. All right. And it's going to block a lot of things. Can you see that from the top? Oh, I can't zoom out anymore. So it's going to come in from the side, and basically it's going to bounce all of this light that's coming from here. It's going to bounce off here and go down and fill in a lot of shadows down here. Okay. Now, with my artificial lighting, I don't use this. I recommend natural light. If you can get natural light, do natural light and use a bounce board. But like I mentioned, this is the other method. Okay, so let's take a look at what it's going to look like if to actually take pictures. Okay, so I have, there they are. Okay, so I'm going to bring in, let's see. So my cookies that I'm doing are these. But I want to use this stone, but I kind of want a little color going on, and I want it to look, I like a little bit of an organic look. Looks really approachable. Okay, I'm going to set this on top. All right, so now got part of that set up. And now a lot of times, and you'll see in my photos of recipes that I do, they're not decorated cookies, they're the plain cookies, because that's what I'm filming, or that's what I'm capturing. And then I've got like ingredients and things around that represent that. So if you had like icing bags of the colors, those would be great to put in here. Or sometimes, you know, if I was using some glitter in here, I could put, you know, some extra glitter and show that, but it's totally up to you. Usually if you're teaching a class, like it helps to show some of the things you're going to be using in the class besides just the decorated cookies. But if you're just capturing for sharing on socials, then the cookies themselves are fine. So if you had multiples, you could set up multiples on here. I only have the set of one of each right now. So, and then I'm going to see, I kind of want to overlap that. Let's see if I can get this to show right. That might not. That might not want to stay. Sometimes you can use tape for things. Okay. So I'm going to tuck that in. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you how I take the photos. Number one, you want to clean off your lens. Okay. I'm going to clean off my lens. Make sure that's clear. And I'm going to grab a few shots. I know I wanted to get some stills. I'm going to get pretty far out just so I can crop where I want, right? I double check sometimes just to make sure it's getting what I want. You can take some horizontal depending, like on all my classes in our dashboard, we have a horizontal one. So I always have to take some horizontal, and then usually top down for socials or for just, you know, sharing photos on various platforms, and then the video comes, right? So I like to get one, you know, one of each, close-ups. You also want to be careful of glares and any other shadows, right? So my phone is kind of covering some of that light, so you do want to be cognizant of that too. Now video. So depending on your phone, there's video or there's cinematic. Also with photos, the portrait mode, sometimes I like to take a portrait mode from a little further out. I'm not going to do that right now. But for video, you don't have to take long clips, but just some moving video of the cookies can be really impactful if you're, you know, just trying to show them off. But that's what people want to see up close. They want to see, oh, what's it made of? How does it look? How deep is it? You know, what's the 3D effect? So all right, so I took a little bit of footage. I got a little bit of video. If you have any behind the scenes of, you know, you're making the cookies, just turn your camera on. You never know what you're going to capture. it could play really well into, some short form content later on. All right, I'm going to move all of this out of the way, and I'm going to show you how to edit. All right, so you can get really creative with your flat lay. This is a flat lay setup. So you can take, what's really actually great about cookie photos is with different types of food, you got to get a lot of different angles because of the nature of, like, a dish of casserole or something like that. But with cookies, I mean, you don't have to show as much of your face. People want to see the cookies, right? All right, I want to show you what I do in the editing process. What mode? Let me answer some questions here. All right. Let's see. Yeah. What mode am I in on my phone? I was just in regular photo mode and video mode. Video mode, let me talk about that for a second. And I'm going to get a little bit closer here so you can see. Okay, so my video mode, I'm on HD. You don't need 4K. When you're doing video, 4K can not be super viewable on all platforms, which if somebody can't view 4K, it's going to show up grainy for them. So it's best to stay just HD. And I'm on an iPhone, so similar settings over on Samsung or whatever other phone you have. But typically that super 4K setting is a little too much. And then photo. So just on regular photo mode, you can adjust the ratio and shoot in 16:9 right there, or I usually shoot in 4:3 and just get it wider so that I can crop it. And then all the other settings, I do post capture. All right. And that's what I'm going to go through right now. If y'all are okay with that. Let's see. Just consult my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything that I wanted to share with y'all. Okay, yeah, we're getting to the video tips. All right, so the editing. I got a little bit of glare. So can everybody see this okay? It's tilted just a little bit. Let me get into the photos that we just took. I'm going to put them in an album. It'll be easier to go through them. I've got lots of photos from my kids and our trip. We're going to create a new album. This is what I like to do is I actually like to put all my photos. What I go through is I go through and choose my favorites. Then I put those in an album. And then I edit those. And then all the album is already there for when I need to access those videos and photos for content that I'm making, whether that's a reel or whether that's a post in the group or whether it's on my order form, whatever it might be. Sorry, we're going to make a new one. This is for July mixer photos. Okay, so I'm going to create that album. Now, on my phone, it's right here. You're going to go to that album. Okay, now, how are we going to edit these? I start to go one by one, and I look at, is the angle off? The first thing that I do is I go into edit, and your live mode can be on or off. Typically, when I take these, it doesn't take them in live mode. If anything, I would probably turn live mode off. Oh, can I share one thing? I think I forgot to mention. I did forget to mention. Hold on. Let's say we have this. Let me go back to. Okay. Let's say I am taking a photo. I want to make sure the focus is there. So if you tap your screen, again, on a non-Apple device, you're going to need to make sure you understand the focus feature. This is a focus feature that allows me to make sure that the focus is where we want it. Because if you're not in live mode, it's just going to take one shot. And if you hold it, no matter if you move it, it's going to stay focused on that one spot. Okay. So for those iPhone users, that's a really good trick. So make sure your focus is right, and then you're going to end up with a clear photo. It's going to be easier to edit. All right, so for right here, automatically I start with an auto. I bump up my brilliance. I play with the shadows to kind of get rid of some shadows. You don't want to go too extreme, okay? You just want to get rid of some. I usually bump up the brightness a bit. I also mess with the contrast just a little bit. Sometimes bringing the contrast down softens a photo, or if you bring it back up, depending on colors, reds and deep colors, you got to play with that contrast a little bit. And then I go to black point. That's also going to just bring out just some sharpness in the darker, not the shadows, but in like the richness of the colors. Now, if you do have some yellowness and it's still showing up in your photo, here's what you can do. You go to warmth and you can bring your warmth down. It's going to take some of that yellowness away. Okay, see, I'm doing extremes just so you can see the difference. Super cool, super warm. You can bring the warmth down to take some of that yellow away. You also can play with the saturation and vibrance. If you are not wanting things to be super vibrant, you can bring the vibrance down. You can play with that. Saturation I usually don't mess with. It's more the vibrance. Saturation, I don't know. I feel like it used to be a trend where things were super kind of grayed out, right? Trends are getting back to being more full of life, not necessarily super bright and colorful, but something full of life. And I would say most people engage, and of the research that I've done on my own social channels and in psychological studies and engagement, humans engage with things that feel like they have life to them, right? If they feel lifeless, they're not as attractive to the human eye. So even if something is, you know, more grayed out, you can still have some vibrance to it, to have some life to it. So that's kind of a creative nuance of, you know, naturally we compare our work to everybody else's. I encourage you to just try and, in fact, sometimes I have to stop looking at scrolling at other people's stuff for a couple days to get a new creative inspiration that is my own, because we get so influenced by everything else that we see, and we compare ourselves to these other cookiers that we see, or other bakers, and we're like, oh, I wish everything could look like them. But really the magic is what our own creativity and what we want our things to look like, you know? All right, so I'm going to bring my vibrance up a little bit. And now I'm going to crop a little bit. So you do want to watch your angle. If you have straight lines, you want to make sure that your phone is tilted to get those lines straight. But if they're not quite straight, you can adjust them. I'm going to do that with this, just a slight adjustment. And then let's make sure that is adjusted. And you can crop accordingly. I'm actually going to leave it as is. I'm going to consider that one done. Now, you can do that for the others. I did some close-ups. So let's say I want to adjust this one. I've got more of a close-up here. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to mess with the brilliance and the shadows and the brightness. You don't want to blow it out though, so careful with that brightness. I don't usually mess with the exposure. That's at the very beginning here. Exposure, I usually don't mess with that. Because I've got all the light coming in. The light should not, you shouldn't need to mess with the exposure because you've got controlled light at the beginning. I did not mean for this to be like an advanced class in how to do this. So hopefully this is making sense to you all. Let me know if it's not. Let me know if it is. I don't see any gems yet or recently. Okay, so anyway, you can see the difference there. And I've got more focus kind of on that. You don't want to completely get rid of all shadows, but I like to get rid of some. And I'm going to bring that contrast down because I do want to soften it just a little bit. Okay, and I want a little more of the lemon, but still showing that there's like another cookie there. So I'm going to call that good. And then I want to edit one of the videos. The videos usually don't need a ton of editing. If I have videos with my hands in them, I pull the video over to where my hands are showing, and then I edit according to that, because your hands, flesh tones can look really weird with editing, and you want to make sure that they don't. But you know, for the most part, sometimes I'll get rid of shadows. I don't usually do a lot of editing on videos. It's not as needed, but I did kind of bring this one up a couple levels on brightness and like clarity. So, and there we go. Okay, so that's how I do the editing. It's not super heavy, but you're just making some slight improvements that then give it, you know, a more professional, clear look where, you know, the focus is on the cookies. You've got some other things supporting that, drawing people's eye to the main thing in the photo that you want. If you had, hold on, I'm gonna grab another paper here. I'm gonna show you. Like, for instance, if you had, you know, your flat lay and you've got piping bags and they're pointed like this, it's really cool. Like, our eye gets drawn to whatever things are pointing to. Okay. So if we've got some beads going across, cool. We've got some other lines. What do you have that's kind of directing a visual attention to this? Okay. So as far as your layout, I do see a lot of cookiers that'll kind of just plop everything down, maybe make it look super symmetrical. But you want to be cognizant of what do I have in the photo that is drawing attention to the thing that I want them to be paying attention to. And that's when things start to look really, you know, maybe more creative and artistic, more organic, if that's your style. So, all right. Would anything change with your layout if your window was in front of you? Yeah, you're going to turn because you got to work. If you're in front of you, then you're going to need, your boards are going to be right here and right here, right? So you got to be able to access the layout space. So if anything, I would just turn it. So then you can capture that light from where the window is and bounce it onto the cookies. So yeah, I would just, you know, turn your space. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions? Is this helpful? Does anybody take notes? You will be able to watch the replay of this for a little while. Facebook lets us keep it in there for a while for you. So I want everybody being proud of the cookie photos and videos that you're taking. I hope that this helps it be less overwhelming for you and helps you feel a little more confident in capturing your cookies in really great light, being able to edit them and showing up online how you want to, or whoever you're sharing those photos and videos with. Thank you, Patty. Yes. Giveaways. I've got, two more prizes to give away? Shall we do that? Shall we do that? I think we should. Hold on. Let me double check. Make sure I'm on. Yes. Okay. Number 5. Number 5. Okay. Kathy, awesome. Yeah, but in your backyard, you don't want direct sunlight, right? You want diffused sunlight. Okay. So if you're next to a window and it's like really stark, sharp light, like step back a little bit and allow those bounce boards to like help diffuse and redirect that light onto your cookies. Awesome, Patty, you're amazing. Hello. Oh, I miss you, Patty. Okay. By the way, these bounce boards, I've got a link on Amazon. You can pick them up at Walmart. Like, they're just project boards, right? I've gone through probably 3 of them. They can get dinged up, but they're pretty inexpensive and really great way to bounce light. You don't need fancy photographer equipment. Okay. Okay, hold on. I get so distracted. We are doing the last 2 prizes. Recipe of your choice. And then last one is that Target gift card. Recipe of your choice. The winner of this one is Christina Cooley. Christina, so glad you're on. Congratulations. You win a recipe of your choice. I have one last thing I want to share with you before I announce the last winner. Our cookie compass, okay? We got a link to the cookie compass. If you have not checked this out, it is a new way to navigate all of the tutorials, classes, freebies, all of the resources that I have for you to be an amazing cookier It is a way for you to navigate those. So it's a link. You're going to go there and it is going to guide you through. Okay. I really hope that you check that out. We've done a lot of work behind the scenes to be able to guide you better through your cookie journey from very beginner up through intermediate and advanced. And if you are wanting more techniques like, airbrush or lettering and things, you can find where all of that is on the Cookie Compass as well. Okay. Get the Cookie Compass. It's right there in the comments for you. All right. This is so fun. I'm going to give away one last one. I'm not going to spin it because we know it's the Target gift card. Are you ready for our last winner? Has everybody had fun tonight? Okay. Our last winner is Marilyn Hoyt. Yay. Marilyn, congratulations. And thank you for being on here. All of our winners, please message service@lollysHomeKitchen.com so we can get you your prize. Yeah, just remember we got some really great updates. We got some new stuff in the shop. Bake away. I've got a couple seeds left. I feel so bad. I've had some people upset with me about, number of seats and just I really want to provide an experience that's different than anything else in the industry. So please check out the details on that. My intention is to bring as many as can come together to have a one-of-a-kind experience at this retreat. It's in October, and I'm giving you a heads up because I know the last one I didn't give you as much of a heads up. Also, please join me inside our class on Thursday. It is streaming into the Royal Kitchen Crew. You can, if you want to join for a month of Royal Kitchen Crew, you'll get immediate access to this class. Royal Icing Transfer, we're doing Icing Transfer Palooza. You're going to get at least 10 Royal Icing transfer sheets, and I'm going to show you all the ins and outs to have success with Royal Icing transfers, consistency, storage, how to get the most out of your transfer sheets. I don't know if a transfer design is good or not because people try and create their own and sometimes they're not the best. So my graphic design background is coming in real handy in that class. I'm streaming that live on Thursday. Find out more information. You can go to lollyshomekitchen.com, find out more information about everything, or click the links that we've shared in the comments. And Patty, great question. Will the transfer sheets drop before the class? They should. Yes, we are working to make sure that those are done and available for you. So yeah, okay. Any other questions? Let me know or tag us, tag Lolly's Home Kitchen. If you need anything, we're here for you. Check out the Cookie Compass. Thank you for being on. And make sure that you share all your new photos and videos that you're going to be doing with all of these tricks that I shared with you tonight. I really love to see you guys have success with your work in your cookies, and like especially when we get good photos and videos, it feels so good. I want that for you. So thank you again for being here, and I'll see you next time on next month's Mixer. Bye everybody.